The Power Minister with us. Thanks very much, Mr. RK Singh, for being with us. My first question to you, if you were to look at the budget and look at, say, 2 or 3 areas where there's been an incredible spend, one of them without doubt would be the transition to a green India, to a green economy. So that huge spend in energy transition, does it make your job and the goals which you've repeatedly announced much easier?
Absolutely, Vishnu, absolutely. In fact, we have already emerged as a leader in energy transition, which you would have seen when you were in Davos. I mean, everybody in the world now recognizes us as one of the leaders in energy transition. Now, this will give a further impetus. Our green hydrogen mission, of course, is already taken off. I already have my industries, having finalized plans for manufacturing 6 million tons of green hydrogen per annum. That's one of the largest manufacturing capacities coming up in the world. And my industries have already, tied up export orders from Japan, Germany, etc. Now, insofar as round-the-clock renewable energy is concerned, we are making a foray, again, as one of the leaders. So you have an outlay for battery storage that will enable round-the-clock renewable energy, which will enable the faster energy transition. We are setting up, Vishnu, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
Now we are setting up 10 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity in Ladakh. Now that's one of the highest plateaus in the world, and it also has one of the highest insulations, solar insulation. So the solar efficiency is the maximum there. And we are setting up 10 gigawatts of capacity there, 10,000 megawatts. So for that, we've got this outlay now for setting up the transmission to evacuate that power from Ladakh to the mainland.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because the outlay is whopping. It's huge, 20,700 crore rupees, sir, including central support of 8,300 crores. You mentioned 10 gigawatts. The budget actually said 13, but be that as it may, it's not just about adding to India's power grid, right, through wind and through solar. It's actually about having incredible economic benefits in Ladakh itself, job creation at one level.
Absolutely. Vishnu, what this will do is, I think it will increase the per capita income of the people of Ladakh by, a hefty percentage, because, it will generate jobs, and it will also generate a lot of revenues for the Ladakh administration, most of which will go to the Ladakh Council as well as the general administration. So it will lead to a fillip, actually a development fillip for Ladakh, apart, of course, from the benefit the rest of the country will get from the renewable energy with a high insulation. And
National Hydrogen Mission, that's another big spend by the government, 19,700 crores, and the aim is to reach hydrogen production of 5 MMT by 20 million metric tons by 2030. So how important is this project towards our eventual goal of energy independence?
Vishnu, what this will do is, in fact, that, it will not only be 5 million tons by 2030. I see at least this going up to 7, 8, if not 10 million tons for green hydrogen. This will only give a fillip, but after that, the industry and the investments will take over. Now, what this will do is, number one, we have been greening our electricity. In that, we have progressed well. Now, 42% of our installed capacity is non-fossil. But you also have to green the other sectors, like the industry. Now, for example, let's take steel. Now, steel, you use coking coal, carbon, right? So there are lots of huge amount of emissions. Now, people want green steel. Now, you can make green steel by using green hydrogen. Now, you use a lot of, you release a lot of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere when you manufacture urea, which is a nitrogen fertilizer. And we use that in huge quantities because you need ammonia. Ammonia is made from natural gas, so you release the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Now, we are going to replace that with green ammonia, which does not have emissions. It is totally green. So my agriculture will become more green.
Right.
In fact, you take mobility.
Right.
Now, in mobility, what happens is that for four-wheelers, four-wheeler cars and three-wheelers, two-wheelers, battery is okay as a storage. But for long-distance heavy mobility, like long-distance trucks, a battery is just not suitable because of the huge size. The battery which will be required and the huge weight. So that will require green hydrogen. So the long distance heavy mobility will require green hydrogen and green ammonia.
What about lithium ion? Because there's a tax cut on batteries. We're talking about batteries. So that's something to encourage electric vehicles at the very least.
Round the clock renewable energy. Yes, Vishnu. Vishnu, in that also we are emerging as a leader. We already have had some bids for storage so that we have round-the-clock renewable energy. Now this provision in the budget for another 4,000 megawatt hours of storage will enable me to have that much more round-the-clock renewable energy. So it will enable industries and companies to transition more and more faster towards net zero. Now, to get to net zero, you need round-the-clock renewable energy. That's what we shall be providing. And again, in this, Vishnu, the great thing is that we are a leader. In round-the-clock renewable energy, again, we are a leader. And we aim to continue that way. Yeah. So, if you are talking about one sector in which India is at the cutting edge of the world, it's green energy.
So, in fact, that's what I wanted to ask you about. If just by looking at these numbers, you're well over 40,000 crores. No, in fact, more, closer to 80,000 crores as far as the government's commitment to this energy transition, this clean transition is concerned. So is this the largest investment by any country of our size in terms of making this transition?
Vishnu, this will be the largest investment. We are already having one of the largest investments in green economy of all all countries in the world. One of the largest investments in green economy is in us. I mean, no exceptions. I mean, I don't know about China, so you exclude China. But apart from that, we have one of the maximum investments which is coming to any country is coming to India.
So that's just to repeat, the largest amount or financial outlay to green transition anywhere in the world, perhaps other than China, because you don't know about China, right?
I don't know about China. So the investments which I am getting, this of course the outlay in the budget is a spur to the investment, but the total investments which I am getting is, I think, unparalleled. You leave out China. The rate at which I am getting investments in green energy, I think beats every country.
All right. Well, that's fantastic to hear. Thanks very much for joining us. India, of course, has some of the world's most ambitious goals towards being a carbon neutral economy, but that's still some time ahead. At the moment, we do rely heavily on coal. In fact, the minister speaking to us earlier on had said that will continue until such time as we are in a position to effectively have 100% replacement. That's going to take several decades. But we are well on the path. That appears to be the case.